Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer. You didn't know your mic was on, did you?
I do now.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 393 for Thursday, August 28th. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, as a matter of fact, from the Dominator Race Products Studio. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with Steve Cronenwett Jr. He's coming off a couple back-to-back street stock wins up there at Flat Rock Speedway in a very cool-looking Joy Fair throwback.
And that
vehicle,
and that name at Flat Rock has been around a lot of years.
Oh yeah,
yes.
2014 late model track champion up there, junior at least. That's who we're speaking to.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, the Cronenwett name has been around, and there's a bunch of Cronenwetts I found in just scanning through the Flat Rock page. I don't remember if it was in the points or their history stuff.
I'll bet we find out tonight.
Probably. So that's coming up. Something that is not coming up tonight is we were going to do the drawing for our Chris Mize Memorial hot dog race for the compacts, which was originally scheduled for this Saturday. With the cancellation of Oakshade's program on Saturday, we are rescheduling that we're pushing it back 2 weeks, basically. September 13th will be that final race. And then we'll also present the belt to the fastest time, which, as we have mentioned before, currently is still Dusty Moore. He was the first one to do it, and he's got that time of 2 minutes, 49.88 seconds. That is the time to beat. So, and the super stocks, they came close.
Alex Kroll is still kicking himself in the butt, Scott.
2 seconds, actually just less than 2 seconds.
Right.
And otherwise it would be Alex Kroll.
And two little glitches cost him that. He got the hot dog and the soda down, the pop down really quick. So
he did. It was that stall at the start there, or stutter,
and then ran past the gate.
I probably cost him extra 2 or 3 seconds having to run that extra.
I figured
distance.
about 4, but
yeah. He's a fast runner. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. But that compact event coming up again on 9/13 now, September 13th. Update my notes here. And again, thanks to A to Z Mobile putting up $50 cash for that. Freeze frame photos, putting in winners photos. $50 Wallace Racing Products gift certificate. Speedy Sponsor sticker. Speedy Sponsors also throwing in Oakshade admission and meal pack. That includes 2 grandstand tickets, 2 hot dogs, and 2 sodas. We also got J&G Pizza and Clyde throwing in an extra large 2-item pizza. And I think, Oakshade Raceway is also going to throw in a pit pass. So, quite a lot of stuff there. And then, again, the belt sponsored by Big D's Barbecue and Charlie K's Barbecue.
Was Oakshade doing a hot dog and a pop, too, or something? Wasn't that something?
That's part of the Speedy Sponsors meal and admission pack.
Okay.
2 grandstand tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas.
Very good.
So, very cool. And we were just talking before we came on here. Remember last year when Sandusky Speedway, they canceled, I think it was the first weekend in June, because they had rented the track out to a movie studio, I guess.
And everybody thought, okay.
So that movie came out this weekend. I was like, hey, they filmed this in Cleveland, Toledo, because they also filmed it at the casino. Hollywood Casino in Toledo.
Right.
Because from what I read, it said that was the only casino they would allow someone to drive a car through, which did happen in the movie. It was a movie. It was a movie that is on Peacock, I believe. Yeah. So a straight-to-Peacock movie.
So where could people...
Called Eeny Meeny.
Eeny Meeny?
Eeny Meeny is the name of it.
And people could find it there?
Yeah. It's streaming now on Peacock, and it's a movie. That's my movie review.
Really?
But it did have some scenes at Sandusky Speedway, which was pretty cool. I was like, when they first showed it, I was like, that looks really familiar. And then they showed it again. I was like,
Scott
they had like lights on the wall. It was lit all differently.
Scott said, I've raced there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing that gave it away, it was hard to tell at first, but then once you saw it a couple times, you're like, oh yeah, that's Sandusky Speedway. You can see the unique flag stand they have from the inside.
Infield.
And then they actually had there was like two parts of the movie that they did there. There's one part in the middle, which was at nighttime, and then another part during the day. They flipped the car over. They're actually racing around the track a little bit. You see Sandusky Speedway on the wall, which is weird because it's a car chase that starts from, I should say, the Hollywood Casino in Toledo, and then about maybe a minute or two later, somehow they're pulling into Sandusky Speedway.
Well, they're race cars; they can do that.
Yes, they're very fast. You have to suspend a little bit of your belief in reality.
Eeny meeny, and
that's the name of it. And
is that a 4-star movie? Give me a rating. Come on.
Let's just say we watched it because Sandusky Speedway was in it.
Okay.
That was about it. I tried to like it. I mean, and Eeny Meeny, it sounds like a kid's show or like a Halloween thing. It's neither of those. Eeny Meeny is like the nickname of the girl, the star of the movie. She's basically a driver, a reluctant driver, getaway driver kind of thing. And so there's kind of it's a heist movie. They plan a heist from the Hollywood Casino, trying to steal stuff. Yeah.
Well, all right.
There's a lot of car chases, which I mean, there's some action in it, but
how many stars?
Should we continue?
How many stars? Come on.
How many can they have?
4.
What's the least amount I can give?
Half.
I'll give it 1.5 then.
Oh, okay.
It had Sandusky Speedway in it.
Yeah. So everybody from this area should watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
and that'll help the movie's ratings.
Sure, it will. Moving on. If you want your race car to turn heads, DCR Graphics has your back with killer wraps starting at just $425. He also has wrap and decal installs available at an additional charge. Just schedule that ahead of time. If you need promo gear, you can get 8 custom die casts for just $135. He's got them available for late models, sprints, modifieds, and more. They also have added crew gear such as T-shirts, hoodies, flags, and hats, all kinds of stuff, so your whole team can look sharp, or your sponsors, whatever. Go to DCRgraphics.com or call Dale at 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style.
Back on that, I've cruised the pits, Scott. I don't care how well you dress them up. There's some of the guys that won't look really great.
Because they're working on the cars?
Oh, yeah.
Or just because they look terrible to begin with?
Oh, I'm not going there.
Okay. Ever find yourself in desperate need of race car parts at the track? I have.
Frequently?
A couple times. There's been a couple times, yeah. Dippin' Motorsports has you covered, and they did. They helped me out there. I had a radiator cap go bad.
Ooh.
He had a radiator cap. That was just one of the problems over the many years. But, with on-site service at Fremont Speedway and Oakshade Raceway, Dippin' Motorsports bring the shop to you. Pick up fresh late model Hoosiers or stock up on tires for super stocks, modifieds, and sportsman divisions. From high-performance parts to expert support, they've got everything to keep your car dialed in and competitive. Call 419-283-8580 or visit DippinMotorsports.com to get what you need before race day. Dippin' Motorsports, your trackside advantage. Also have to mention Oakshade Raceway, Dominator Race Products, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, and Freeze Frame Photos. Sponsors of the show.
Well, cool.
Let's talk about some winners from this past week.
Racing Roundup.
Why not? Let's pop that off. Nope. Then we all disappear. There we go. That's what I wanted to do.
We're back.
Yeah. Except now I got to switch us, so I'm looking at you when I look that way. Attica Raceway Park, back in action Friday night. Cap Henry. How many wins is that for him? 6? So he's got a lot of wins. He had a pretty good weekend there. Oh, 6 wins. I actually have that in my notes. It was a 6 win.
You should have read ahead a little bit.
I should have, yes. Kyle Moore also picking up another win in the late models, and he's got a little bit of a video, I guess, that's going viral. Most of it's from Wayne County, but...
so we're going to talk about Kyle Moore?
I'm just mentioning that.
Yeah, okay.
If you haven't seen the video, it's entertaining.
On his Facebook page?
He
or
posted it on his page.
Does he have a YouTube page?
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I didn't check that far.
Maybe somebody will
tell us. A couple
people
sent it to me on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy McGrath picking up the win in the 305 sprints. Butler Speedway on Saturday. Bryce Lucius picking up the 410 sprint win. Mannix Ferguson in the UMP Modifieds, and Caleb Wilbur, your street stock winner. Oh, and Chad Mannix winning in the 4-cylinders. Oakshade Raceway on Saturday night. Season championship night, as a matter of fact. Devin Shields. I'm rocking my Shields shirt.
Ooh.
He picked up the feature win plus the championship. In the late models out there, I think that's his 6th championship
At Oakshade,
at Oakshade, which I believe ties him with Rusty Schlenk for the most late model.
I think I heard the announcer say something about that.
You think so? The announcer doesn't remember what the hell he said. Roman Brown picked up the win in the DCR Graphics Sportsman feature. He was second in points coming into the night. Jesse Jones, I think he finished like 7th, but was good enough. I think he won by 13 points over Brown. Right. So the outlaw Jesse Jones, your champion in the sportsman class. Chad Poorman picking up the win in the Dominator Superstock feature. Jake Rendell winning the championship there. Tim Strait winning the compact feature, his first feature of the year.
Drove Jesse Jones crazy because they couldn't tabulate who the sportsman winner was. He didn't know, and it was driving him nuts.
Yeah, I can imagine. Tim Strait winning in the compacts, and Ryan Oakley locking up that chain. He pretty much had that locked up before the night began. So
you went into the super stock feature, 19 points down?
It was probably a little more than that after the heat races. We
went into the night, though.
That was our worst night of the year. The night I needed to do the best was our worst night.
Why was that?
I don't. The track conditions were just different, and the car felt fine. It just we couldn't go anywhere. Don't know. Just one of them deals. I guess I'm good on a dry slick track, or the car is. I'm not good. The car's good on a dry slick track, but when you get a little bit of moisture in it and it's a little tacky, it handles well, but apparently it's not faster than anybody else.
It handles well, but you didn't.
I guess not.
Something like that.
Yeah. Flat Rock Speedway Saturday evening. Paul Pelletier winning the super late model feature. Steve Cronenwett Jr., our guest coming up here in a little bit, picked up his 2nd street stock feature win in a row. Bill Early, winner in the figure eights and race Metapedigan in the Factory 500 series. There,
I think those were all 50-lap races, weren't they?
I don't know about that. I think
we'll find out when we talk to Steve Cronenwett.
I believe the triple 50s were the week before.
Maybe last week. Could be.
But they also was a championship night just for the Factory 500 there at Flat Rock, and I want to say it was Derek Shepard that picked up that feature win or the championship. But I thought I had that on here.
Maybe not.
Nope, I got it. I'm just looking on the wrong page because I believe he was leading the Derek Shepard is who it was.
Okay.
Derek Shepard leading the points going into that and ended up winning the championship. So congratulations to him in the Factory 500 class there at Flat Rock. Sandusky Speedway was in action on Saturday night. I saw something looking ahead. They're not in action this weekend.
Right.
But they got season championship coming up on September 6th.
Right.
It said something about parking lot drag racing or something.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I did reach out to Kevin Jaycox. That was before I saw that, so I didn't ask him about that. Mm-hmm. I actually reached out to him to see if there was going to be a hangover race this year with the pending selling of the track. It hasn't been sold yet, according to him. So as of right now, that is still on.
Okay.
Which I was surprised about. I guess the plan is to keep racing until it does sell.
Until they're going to keep racing until there's no racing?
Until there's no, yes. Until somebody else owns it, I guess.
Okay. And we don't know. I mean, some white knight could come in, buy it, and say, hey, we want to keep the tradition going.
And then the racing could continue. Yeah. There's just a lot up in the air, but as of right now, the hangover race at Sandusky Speedway will be continuing on.
All right.
Speaking of Sandusky Speedway, Saturday night, Danny Shirey picking up the win in the Outlaw 350 Super Modifieds. Chase Wiggins, the Grand Nationals winner. Dylan Napier picking up the win in the Pro Compacts. Wayne County in action over the weekend. Tyler Gunn picking up the Fast 410 Sprint Car feature win. And also championship night there. Danny Mumaw picking up the 410 track championship. Kyle Moore picked up the win in the late models. Also another
what a surprise
track championship for him. And he did the same in the modifieds, won the feature and also championship there in the modifieds. Jordan Conover picking up the win in the super stock feature. And Kyle Petit, your mini stock feature winner, Johnny Bruce was the champion in the mini stock class. Waynesfield Raceway Park on Saturday, the All-Star Circuit of Champions there. Parker Price Miller, your winner, and Dalton Lane picking up the win in the UMP Modified feature at Waynesfield Raceway Park. Millstream Speedway on Sunday, Ricky Lewis picking up the Boss non-wing feature. And Cap Henry, there's his second win of the weekend there in the fast-winged 410 sprint car feature Sunday at Millstream. Other series action, Lucas Oil late models at Port Royal Speedway on Friday. Ricky Thornton Jr. picking up the win, actually both Friday and Saturday. Kubota High Limit Racing, the Gold Cup Race of Champions at Silver Dollar Speedway Thursday, going back a week ago. Corey Day picking up the win there. Then Friday night was Justin Sanders, and Corey Day again picking up the main event win on Saturday. Then it was off to the Douglas County Dirt Track on Monday, and Brent Marks picking up the feature win. The Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions were also in action at I-96 Speedway on Friday night.
Right.
Night before Waynesfield. And same winner. Same results as we had at Waynesfield there. Parker Price Miller picking up the win.
So he had a good weekend.
On Friday night. Yeah, he did. He was the law firm, yes. I do like that they call him the law firm. Where was I? The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series at River City Speedway. Friday night, Buddy Kofoid picking up the win. Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday was won by Carson Macedo. World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series action. The Sooner State Showdown at Arrowhead Speedway. I believe first time for the World of Outlaws at Arrowhead. Friday night, Bobby Pierce, your winner, and also Saturday. So good weekend for Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr. in the late model competition.
And Parker Price Miller.
And Cap Henry in sprint car action. NTT IndyCar Series at the Milwaukee Mile, the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 on Sunday. Christian Rasmussen, your winner of that.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Arca Menard Series, Madison 200, Madison International Speedway, Friday night. That was won by Max Reeves. The Xfinity Series, Wawa 250 at Daytona International Speedway, Friday night. Parker Kligerman, who stepped in to replace Connor Zilich at the first pit stop, went on to win that. That's a pretty cool deal. Yeah. I don't know how many times that has happened where a replacement driver mid-race has gone on to win.
It's not very often anymore that they have replacement drivers. Back in the day, that was pretty common.
Cup Series action on Saturday night. Ryan Blaney winning the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona International Speedway. Hammerdown Army results, just 3 of them this week. Again, if you're part of the Hammerdown Army, you have one of these Hammerdown Racing Report stickers on your car. Hammerdown Racing Report, submit your results under the Hammerdown Army tab on that page, and we'll report your finish, or send me a message on Facebook. We'll get you. James Stamper finished 3rd in the Compact A Main. Peyton Hovis finished 10th in the Compact A Main, both at Oakshade. And then, as I mentioned before, the Hammerdown Racing Report house car had an off night. Worst finish of the year, 12th in the Dominator Superstock A Main at Oakshade.
And all of those races were succeeded by a pretty nasty rainstorm.
Yeah, we got, as soon as we wrapped up the interview with the Compact, after the Compact feature.
I wonder if he made it back to the pits.
It, like I said, it started raining as I was walking up the
up to the
grandstands back to the tower. So if they had more pictures to take after I left, they probably got pretty wet. That was a pretty good downpour. Timing was really good, though. From race day snapshots to custom gift items, freeze frame photos deliver. Snag stunning action shots, celebrate your victory lane moments, and turn them into one-of-a-kind gifts. They've got everything from custom can koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, slate prints, magnets, buttons, and more. You can add your own photos and graphics to any of those things. Call Charlie now, 419-407-6994, or visit freezeframephotos.redframe.com to order your, actually, I guess, I don't think you can order yet, but you can see all the pictures he's taken. Freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time, as we mentioned last week. It's not too early to get those 2026 calendars, custom calendars. You get to pick at least 13 photos, and you can build your own calendar.
Hard to believe this is the unofficial end of summer this weekend.
It's true. It feels like it outside.
Boy, it does.
A little chilly, but nothing a jacket can't fix. Whether it's late model modified or street stock, every body part counts. That's why you should choose Dominator Race Products, the go-to source for hood scoops, roofs, wheel covers, nose and tail components, body fasteners, and so much more. All engineered tough for the track. Whether you need an asphalt super late model nose kit, a lightweight aluminum 2-piece roof, it's not aluminum. AI makes up their own stuff. A lightweight 2-piece roof, we'll say, or durable composite panels, Dominator has you covered. Order online anytime at DominatorRaceProducts.com, or visit your local reputable race shop, such as Ron Miller Race Cars. You can also call Dominator, 419-923-6970, for quality parts that keep you dominating the racing field. Trust Dominator Race Products. They do have some stuff that's not plastic, though.
Yeah.
Like the bumpers for behind their nose pieces.
Right.
So, yeah. We got about 10 minutes before we get to Steve Cronenwett Jr. He coaches his kids' baseball team. They have practice tonight till 7:30. So we're going to move ahead just a little bit here and do some racing news before we get to it.
That works.
How's that? And not too much going on, but
maybe a video in there?
No.
Latest racing news.
Just that. That's the only video. No, not like last week. What did we have, like 4 of them this week? Not really. Kentucky Speedway last hosted a race back in 2020. Since then, the complex is used for storing of vehicles and rented for various events, right? You remember Kentucky Speedway. I remember when we started the show, they contacted us and we gave away tickets for an event down there. Just not too far past Cincinnati, actually. But I guess a few months ago, a group of influencers, mistakenly thought the track was abandoned. They broke in and filmed their crimes, and dozens of them have now been arrested for trespassing.
What? I wonder what they were doing.
Well, they go. There's like, and I've watched some of these. These guys go to abandoned places and kind of document things, but the thing is that this place wasn't quite abandoned. It just is sitting there, I guess. I don't know. Abandoned's kind of a gray area.
Yeah.
Either way, they didn't have permission to be there, and so they got in trouble. So apparently, that's a risky profession to be in. Influencer that goes to through abandoned places. Probably be better off to go to like an abandoned track like Bryan Motor Speedway and do something there.
Yeah.
Just be walking around in a field or
I'd love for somebody to send us some videos of
Bryan Motor Speedway.
The current.
Or any defunct track that isn't in action anymore. We don't. They make me sad. Sandusky Speedway announces a bounty after the performance of Dylan Napier on Saturday, the 23rd. They have decided to put a bounty on Dylan for championship night. They're going to pay an additional $200 to a driver that can beat Dylan by winning that race. And again, championship night coming up next weekend there.
Ooh.
It's Sandusky Speedway. Bounties are
No, you can't take, but you can't take him out or anything, right? You got.
It doesn't say that. I don't know what the rules are. But
well, on
probably not.
On championship night, that'd be a kind of a touchy thing.
Yeah. And Kyle Moore might make a video about you if you do that. So, Don Henry. I didn't have the comments on. Don Henry looked up that movie. They rated it a 3-star.
Ooh, Scott, and you were only 1.5.
That was well, yeah. They were generous, I guess. I mean, I kind of it's kind of the equivalent of modern day straight to video movies Remember when the videos went straight to DVD or straight to VHS back in the day because they weren't really good enough to make it a theatrical release?
Right.
That's kind of what this was. I mean, it had some money. There was some stunts and some practical effects and other car chases. You know, that part's cool, but it wasn't really an original story. And there were some things that were a little far-fetched.
Why don't they call us when they need some of those drivers, Scott?
I don't. Well, because we don't look as attractive as the young female lead in that movie.
Hey, put a helmet on me and I'm just fine.
Moving on. Connor Zilisch, who's still recovering from that collarbone deal. He's going to race a Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series next season. The 19-year-old Zilisch and Trackhouse Racing founder and owner Justin Marks announced on Saturday at Daytona that they've reached a multi-year agreement for Zilisch to drive for the three-car team that has already won 5 Cup Series races this season with drivers Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting team up there. Forrest Lucas, who founded Lucas Oil Products in 1989, was also known for supporting the motorsports industry, died on Saturday at the age of 83. Under his direction, Lucas Oil entered the world of motorsports and was and continues to be a significant sponsor of racing series, racetracks, teams, and drivers. For decades, Lucas Oil has supported the NHRA, Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The company is also well known for its Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri, and as the sponsor of the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Lucas Oil name has also stretched into other sports, including its sponsorship of the arena in Indianapolis known as Lucas Oil Stadium, which is attached to where they have the PRI show.
Right.
I remember this. I was walking by. I saw the big Lucas Oil on the stadium there. Dodge Ram officials confirmed Saturday that Kaulig Racing will become the anchor factory team for the truck makers' return to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series next season. Kaulig Racing is poised to field up to 5 Ram 1500 trucks in NASCAR's Craftsman Truck Series starting in February when the season kicks off at Daytona International Speedway on actually the 13th of February. The race will mark the first time a factory-supported team will carry the Ram badge in a NASCAR race since 2012. Ram's return to racing was officially unveiled on June 8th during a live NASCAR event at Michigan International Speedway.
Won't be long before they're back in Cup.
I was just going to ask, how long do you think it's going to be before they filter back up through the, it's going to be the O'Reilly Series next year, and then into the Cup Series.
O'Reilly Series 2 years, Cup the year after.
What are they going to run, the electric Challenger?
Yeah, there we go. They've got some pretty sharp-looking cars, so.
They do. Did you hear about Frankie Muniz?
What did he do now?
He fell off a ladder.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did he break his clavicle?
Well, he fell off of the top of a ladder while changing batteries in a camera in his backyard, and he suffered a distal radius fracture.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what that means.
I think he broke his wrist.
He broke something. That's it. Due to the injury, though, Muniz will not compete in this weekend's NASCAR truck race at Darlington, and he may have to sit out future races as well. Mason Maggio will fill in for Muniz. Mason Maggio.
Okay.
He's going to fill in for Muniz in the 33 truck this weekend. So there you go. Yeah, Frankie, his first full-time NASCAR truck season, and silly things are happening.
Oops.
What is up with are today's NASCAR drivers balance challenged or something?
I don't know.
Yeah. John Young says rumor is that Dodge will be in Cup in 2027.
Ooh.
So his timeline's a little more accelerated than your prediction there.
1 year.
Half the time, 50% faster.
Yeah, we'll see.
50 years of racing tradition continues in 2 weeks at Oakshade Raceway. Of course, as we mentioned, no racing this Saturday, and the following Saturday was a scheduled off weekend anyway, so Unfortunately, 2 weeks off for Oakshade, but you can join the excitement when racing returns back on Saturday, the 13th of September, for the Dominator Superstock Spectacular, along with the final Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race and the awarding of the championship belt there. Plus, the DCR Graphic Sportsman and Compacts will also be in action that night. And then don't miss the final 3 weeks of racing before the season wraps up with the Showdown Series on September 27th.
Ooh.
For schedules and updates and more, visit oakshaderaceway.com and or follow them on social media, Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race. And your wedding or special event should be magical. Magic Moment Entertainment, make sure it is. Ron Burt brings decades of DJ experience, smooth planning, and professional-grade entertainment to your big day. Mention the Hammer Down Racer Report for $100 off your reception DJ service, and rest easy knowing there are no surprise charges ever. No fees for mileage, no extra cost for lighting, and full liability coverage included. Whether you're in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, or Kentucky, Magic Moment is here to make your event unforgettable. Give them a call, 419-594-2261, or connect on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. I probably should have closed the window before we started. Some kids making noise out there.
The icicles by the time we're done.
No, it's still like 70 degrees. What are you talking about?
I don't think so.
All right, whatever.
66 when I left home.
Oh, are you cold over there?
Not yet.
Well, how about we give Mr. Cronenwett a call here?
See if he's done coaching.
He should be. And we gave him enough time. It's 7:32 now, so...
Ooh, 2 whole minutes.
What? I got a little WTOL weather alert here. I don't know what that was for.
Going to be raining.
Is that what it is? All right. Let's give Mr. Cronenwett a call. He's got a lot of, like you said, a lot of history there. He's run modifieds. He's run a whole bunch of different things on the asphalt. And again, the 2014 track champion in the late models up there at
the Rock.
At Flat Rock, the Level Pebble. Yes. So that seems to be a place he gets around pretty good.
Hello, Steve.
Steve, it's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, the Hammer Down Racing Report. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing great.
Did we wait long enough? Or are you done with practice?
We are. We just finished up.
Awesome. Well,
winning season?
This is fall ball.
Oh, okay.
Majority of the boys that I coached in the spring and summer, we did have a pretty good season. So we went 21-8 with 3 tournament wins. So it was pretty good for a first-year team.
Not bad.
So how many years have you been coaching?
I have 12-year-old twins. So about 10 years I've been coaching their stuff. This is probably my 10th. Working on 10 maybe.
Right.
My 12-year-old twins have been doing it since they were 3. So
okay.
So are they as good as you at baseball as you are at being a race car driver?
Let's just say they're better at baseball than I ever was.
Will they follow?
But, that's 2 different sports. So.
I was going to say, will they ever follow in Dad's footsteps here in the future?
We'll see. They've definitely taken. I've slowed down so much of my racing that they don't follow it as closely as I did when I was their age. Racing was the only thing that was in my life at their age. Like I played Little League baseball, but I wasn't fully invested into it. I was wanting to get behind the wheel. And they're slowly, now that we're kind of going out a little bit more, they are starting to inquire about racing, and they would like to start getting some go-kart stuff together and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. So they definitely keep us busy with their baseball and basketball and school,
So
we'll see.
How old were you when you got started in racing then? I know you come from a racing family there.
So we joke about this all the time, my father and myself, that he was pretty selfish. I didn't get to start till I was 16.
Really?
I had to build my own car. Yeah. I don't know as growing up as a kid, if I ever spent a Saturday anywhere else but Flat Rock Speedway throughout the summer. And I waited my time, a long time before I was able to get behind the seat. And I might have been 15, then just a couple months before my birthday. I could have been 16 though. It's hard to remember, but 2001 was when I finally got, and it wasn't even my factory stock. I got into my sister's factory stock at Toledo, and they didn't qualify, so I had to run the B main, and we almost won the B main. We finished second in my first race, and then we went to Flat Rock for another one a couple weeks later, and I did win the B main in that one.
That's pretty damn good in your first two races.
Yeah. So it was, just like I always had dreamt about as a kid, and being able to achieve that early success. I was hooked, and we built my own car that winter. Ken Knight, my brother-in-law, came up with a 4-door Impala, said, "This is yours." And we took it to Giles Auto Body, and Butch Giles had whatever glass company they dealt with pull the glass out, and then it was on me to get everything stripped out of it. So it was literally going up there after school and stripping out this car. Then we brought it home, and Dad helped put a cage in it. And when we talk factory stock, this thing was factory stock. There was nothing done to it. And we went out there, and I think it took a while to get a win, but we got 2 wins, I think, in our first season. And raced that for a couple of years, then moved up to the street stocks in 2003-ish. I think we had a street stock belt. So back then, took off from there.
So back then, did any of your high school buddies help you, or was it all family?
No, it was pretty much all family. Throughout high school, I played soccer my freshman year, and then it was time to go racing. So Dad raced Friday nights at Toledo, Saturday nights at Flat Rock, and sometimes there were Sunday shows involved too. Back when I was in high school, we had Butch Giles supplying motors, and we were all in. We had 2 cars to prepare throughout the week, and it was, back then you could wreck at Toledo and still manage to have a car. So my old man definitely tore up enough stuff to where, we always said if we had any spares laying around, a spare fender that we might have made ahead of time or a bumper, we were using it. So that was the running joke. But Butch Giles was a big supporter of Dad at that time, so literally the garage was full every night with all of my dad's guys, and we just strictly concentrated on making sure those late models are ready to go.
So you started off in a full-size car. You didn't have any go-kart experience before that?
No, and I remember as a kid just hoping and dreaming every birthday that would come and pass, and I got a mini bike once for a birthday, and not to downplay it, but as a kid that wanted to go racing, I wanted a go-kart that I'd go run at the Ford Thunderbird go-karts on Sundays at Flat Rock. And, we didn't have that, and I just waited until I was able to run factory stocks. And after that, I kind of did it on my own because Dad was still full blown into the late models running 2 cars. So when we'd get to Toledo on Friday night, I'd be parked down with all the factory stocks out in the dirt, and he would still be down there doing his thing. So I remember a couple times I'd go down there and ask, and he'd tell me, it's okay, just go. So I kind of just adapted to whatever the car was doing. I was just doing it, changing my driving style to whatever the car needed. And thankfully I was taught that way, because then we started doing enduros and stuff like that. And some of my success, I would probably have to say, is because of those early days of just adapting to whatever I had. Because now the car might be tight, might be loose, especially the street stock that we're running right now. I'll just drive it. That's all I tell Dad when I pull in. I'm like, you want to change something? Nah, I'll just drive it. It's all right.
Oh,
Nice. So when did when's your dad retire then? Or has he?
Oh, let's see. He hasn't, because this is the reason why we're still running the street stock. My time has just been what holds us back from going racing, just coaching and being at the baseball fields all the time. But my dad last year pulled the street stock out, got it running, says, I'm going to take it out. So he takes it out, and he's like, Steve, I can't get this thing to go around the track. I don't know what's wrong. I said, all right, I'll come over. I go out there, and it's fine. I'm like second, third fastest. I'm like, it's fine, Dad. Well, the rack and pinion, we just found out recently, the rack and pinion was set, and it had a hard spot in it, and where he thought the steering was locking, I was like, no, you got to steer past that hard spot in the rack.
oh,
So
gee.
he was pushing up the track like crazy, and he's like, I don't know what you're doing. So it's kind of funny, but I think if he gets the opportunity, we got that street stock going pretty good again. He should jump in it again and give it another try. But he stopped racing late models in 2007 and started running for Morris Partridge in the truck series, the ARCA truck series back then. And he won Rookie of the Year at however old he was in 2007, and that was cool. And he won at Anderson their first time out, and he had a lot of good runs, but a lot of bad luck too. And I took over his late model that season, and I won my second late model start. I won at Flat Rock. Started on the pole.
It's the same as their factory stock. Second factory stock you won.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
So,
and he won the week before, I think, at Anderson maybe. And he had been down at Toledo. He was leading at Toledo. He wasn't even at the track until the feature for my first late model win. So I went through practice, qualifying, rolled onto the pole, and he shows up, and I go and win. But he was leading at Toledo the same day and got a flat tire with a handful of laps to go and didn't win his race. But he was basically dominating Toledo and should have won that race the same night that I won mine. That would have been really cool.
That would have been real cool.
So have you raced head to head against your dad?
Only a handful of times. It's kind of funny. The one time he was in front of me, we had both late models at Flat Rock. It was just a regular show, and I had been getting suspended for doing stupid stuff. I was a hothead kid back then, and I had gotten in a couple altercations, got myself suspended. So I was just coming back from being suspended and had my car just repaired, and Butch Giles said, hey, let's put a motor in your car. This is the year before Butch passed away. And we put a motor in that car, and I went and set fast time, and my dad, I think, was fourth or fifth fastest. And I rolled the dice, and he's going to start pretty much right in front of me. And he was holding me off the whole race, but for whatever reason, he thought I was fast enough to go win that night. And so he pulled up with 20 laps to go and let Eric Lee and myself, we pass him. And he goes and he rides right behind me, and he gets out of the car after the race, and he goes, if I would have known you guys weren't going anywhere, I would have never let you guys go around.
So you have beat him then in head-to-head competition.
Yes, I have beat him in head-to-head, but it was kind of a give me because, he thought I was gonna go beat everybody else, and I didn't. The pace was too fast, and we just were riding around and making laps. So,
well, you have you have more late model wins than your dad. Is there any is there a competition between you junior and senior here?
I don't think there's ever been a competition like that. I think you'd have to ask him, but I would say he's probably pretty proud that I've accomplished all those things. And I can't say I've done it by myself because literally since that night that I won that he wasn't at the track until the feature, he's been there by my side. And, we've been the father-son that have argued about things, and we've been the father-son that have enjoyed success together. So literally without him and his help and his guidance, there wouldn't be any racing for me. So he's the driving force that keeps us going, and he definitely has provided me with enough stuff, and I'm not talking brand new stuff. I'm not talking cash money. He's provided me with the garage, the tools, and the 30 years of equipment that he's saved up himself, and that's what I get to work with. And there's one more guy that has kind of done that in another father figure way, and that's Mark Sherrard. Mark Sherrard raced street stocks for a long time, and he's come on ever since 2003 when we were building the first street stock, and he was supplying a motor for me. Like, motors I don't know much about because people have always gotten in a position where they supplied them for me, which is a big deal because that's like one of the largest expenses in motorsports. So I've been very thankful and lucky enough to have that in my life. But again, I'm using their stuff that they've acquired over 30 years, and sometimes that stuff is used up. So, just like our 100-lapper this year, it was our first time out. The power steering pump failed. Could it have been old? Maybe. But that's just what we have to deal with. We pride ourselves on doing more with less, and that's what that whole street stock's about. We kind of got a Joy Fair paint scheme on it, which Mark had the same type of paint scheme when he was in street stock. So it's kind of a tribute car, and the way it's built, it's built the right way, but it's not building it with throwing money at it.
It looks like an actual Joy Fair car. I mean, what was the inspiration for that Joy Fair look?
It was just, we had the car and it was time to put a body on it, and I called Mark up and he's like looking for aluminum at a discounted rate, obviously, because that's what our whole thing's kind of built on. And there's some yellow aluminum that we found from a guy in Owasso, and he went out and got it. And I said, if we're going to make this car yellow, we should probably do a Joy Fair, because Mark was heavily involved with Gilly and all those guys at like Moldex and Dearborn Crankshaft.
Sure.
And he still deals with all those guys. So for him, it was kind of a no-brainer. Even though it's a Joy Fair throwback, Mark Sherrard still had that same paint scheme at some of his street stocks were painted identical to it. And he was hooked up with Joy and, Joy Fair and himself. I know that Mark used to have Halloween parties we'd go to, and Joy would be there. So I don't know how deep their relationship went back, but I know that it's kind of special for him. And throwing it back to Joy Fair is like really cool for me because he's the best, right? He was the best of Flat Rock Speedway. I know he's traveled around in Mount Clements and Toledo and all over, and you can say Joy Fair, and people that don't even know racing kind of know Joy Fair. So
on your car, did you put some dents in it before you took it to the track? Because Joy's cars sometimes
had character.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of, we threw that body on there in 1 week because it was, baseball just ended, the 100-lappers coming up. My father and I thrashed to get this thing ready. There wasn't any front suspension on it. There wasn't a rear end underneath it, and there was no body on it. And we had to get it done in a week. So needless to say, there is some dents, some scratches in this that weren't there prior to going on, or were there prior to going on the track. And I almost, when we first brought it out, we didn't paint the bumper covers, so there's white, and the roof's still white. So I'm like, this could also be a throwback to Tristan Dupree, too, because his cars have come to the track looking like that as well, which you can pick any of those guys, and that's not a bad thing to throw it back to because they're all, legends of Michigan racing.
Any of the Bolek cars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, really cool to be able to do something like that and pay tribute to Joy Fair because he was just meant so much to the racing community here in southeastern Michigan.
Yeah, I liked that. Was actually the first thing I saw. I was like, it's like Joy Fair's. No, it's Steve Cronenwett Jr. Oh, okay, that's cool. Now you've had success in the late models, 2014 track champion, success in the street stock, factory stock. You've run a modified. Have you run a figure eight? Is there anything you haven't run?
I have not run a figure eight. I don't think I'm going to be able to at this point in time in my career. My wife is just against it at this point in time.
Why would she be against it? I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, who knows, I'll probably just leave that be and just stay on the oval. I have run a dwarf car out in Grundy County. That was really neat. I was able to go with my buddies, Nick Shanks and Brad White at the time. They had an extra car. I went out there with them on a whim, and that dwarf car kind of drives just like a late model, right off the right rear, kind of. Power to weight ratios feels identical. And that was really cool to go to a track I've never been to out in Grundy County, and that's in Illinois, and run that race. That was really fun. But other than that, I think it's always been late models, street stock, factory stock.
No dirt experience?
No dirt experience. Unfortunately, just never really had the opportunity. Like I said, every Saturday night was always at a Flat Rock Speedway.
Sure.
So that's, we were able to go to Spartan and win a Gold Cup race there, my only Gold Cup win. Raced at Birch Run, went up to Whittemore and ran pretty good there in the Growler in 2014 or 15, I can't remember. Had some brake failure at the end, but that was cool to run those tracks. Slowly, I've been able to run more and more tracks, and it's cool to always be able to, oh yeah, I've run there, and remember when we ran there, we did this and stuff like that. And Kalamazoo's always been a fun one. I have not been able to run Berlin, but I went out there with Justin Schroeder when he had a CRA car and watched and helped him there. That would be a track that I'd like to get to at some point in time. So.
Nothing at Salem or Winchester?
High Banks.
Yeah.
Toledo has shown me that there's a fine line of what you want to do. And
a comfort
at this
level.
point in time in my career, at this point in time in my career, I probably don't need to go to any of those high banks, fast half-mile tracks with the equipment that we have, just because, we're on the downward side of our career, and I don't like doing that much work, and I don't know if we'd do it if we destroyed a car. I know that's a bad way of thinking when you go to racetracks, is, it might get destroyed because that's racing or whatever, but there was a point in time in my career where I would go out and work every night to get things ready, and now there's another point in time in my career where it's like, let's take care of the kids. We have a Friday night to be able to work on the race car. Okay, then that's when we'll work on it, no matter what needs to be done.
So what?
We'll get one day.
Out of all the different kind of race cars you've driven, which one do you have the most fun in?
I must say that modified was pretty darn cool without having the windshield or anything in it, and you'd have the wind blowing on you while you're racing, and you weren't hot. It could be 100 degrees out. It was like 100 degrees out at Birch Run when we went there for the autism race, and there was no signs of being hot. You just had the fresh air blowing on you the whole time. That was really cool. So that was, I only got to drive it like 3 times before we blew a motor, and we still have it sitting there. Just not enough time to get it out to the track, but that one is really cool. Majority of my career has been behind the wheel of a late model, and those things are just awesome because of the amount of speed that you can carry. The street stock's so much fun because I can manhandle it after driving a late model and modified and stuff. The street stock's underpowered and a little bit heavier, so you can slide it around the track and get good lap times. So right now that's kind of fun, but realistically, you get me behind a car that can be competitive, and that's the car I like.
I got to believe that after running the late model, the street stock's kind of like slow motion.
I tell my dad this all the time, and it's something where it's not funny at all because you can get in trouble pretty quick. But
oh yeah,
the throttle was sticking when we first took it out last year, and I'm like, about 20 laps in, the throttle starts sticking like it's gummed up in the carburetor or something. Like it's not the return springs or anything like that. It's just, it kind of hangs at a certain spot, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I just pull back on the throttle with my foot. Yeah, I feel like I'm going slow motion to where I feel like nothing can happen that's going to get me, that I can't get out of. Like any type of trouble that I can't get out of. And I know I'm not taking it for granted. Don't take me wrong when I say that, but something like that earlier in my career, I would have been terrified.
Well, I understand it. It's still a lot of work in the street stock, but yeah.
I would have had to tear that car apart to make sure it was safe to drive again. So, not that it's not safe, but you don't like a sticky throttle as a driver. But that was just one instance where, yeah, that street stock's a little bit easier to control.
You mentioned running without a windshield. Ron and I come from more of a dirt background where we don't have windshields, so we're kind of used to that. But then again, we get the mud flying in our face.
There's some Saturday nights that you still got to peel the driver's suit off because it's hot.
True. Yeah. What would you say has been the biggest win of your career so far?
Well, that Gold Cup win at Spartan couldn't have come at a better time. I was on a pretty big drought back in 2013 and winning one of the bigger races of the year, traveled to a track that we don't run at weekly. That was pretty cool. I won a last chance qualifier race at Kalamazoo at the Super Shoe with this street stock that I'm currently driving, and I was like holding off late models, guys in late models with it, and so that was pretty cool. My biggest win, I'd have to say, is probably the 4 that I won in 2021. They were like 3 in a row with the late model. I was able to overtake my dad in the scorebook that year, and that stuff was like really fun to me. But I guess just the last win is always going to be the one that is your favorite, because you just don't know when they're going to come again, even if it's the next week. So,
right.
Yeah.
I just, I've had droughts in my career where I didn't win for a long time, and then you pop off a couple, and then you get back at it, and you're like, man, this is what's getting you going again. And so my last win's got to be one of my favorites. But that Gold Cup win is a pretty big one too, so can't lie about that.
Have you ever had anything crazy other than like your throttle kind of stick in there? Any craziness that's happened in any race that you've been in?
I've been really fortunate to not have anything too crazy. I knock on wood, I've never really been in a really bad wreck or anything like that so far in my career. I've been very lucky. But again, I kind of account that to not getting myself in bad positions on the track, kind of looking ahead. That's where driving that factory stock that was under horsepowered and ill handling, you had to look ahead and make sure that you had every advantage, of where you were going to go back in the day. So that stuff kind of prepared me to make sure I stayed out of trouble. And going down to Toledo with the Outlaw car, that was probably the best chances of getting into a big wreck, but I always managed to be slow enough to not. And then when I did get fast enough, I had some good runs there and was lucky enough not to get in any trouble. There was one time when the last time I took the Outlaw there, we had an oil leak onto the right front, and I was heading straight for those big foam blocks. And I always tell myself, get off the brake pedal at the last second, and I was able to get it steered out of the way. I didn't slide into them, but then we ended up blowing that motor up during qualifying. So that oil leak should have been a sign to just park it, but that thing tightened up and just grenaded during qualifying. I literally would have liked to have that lap back. I'd probably give a couple wins back to him to be able to finish that qualifying lap that I was on, because it blew up in 3 and 4, and I coasted to the line, and it was still like a 1560.
Racers never really listen to their inner self.
No,
no. When that voice is saying, "Hey, you really shouldn't do that," the racer in you says, "I'm okay."
Absolutely.
So what's on your schedule as far as the rest of the year goes? I know Flat Rock has the school bus figure 8 this weekend. When's the next time you're planning on racing and where?
So with all the rainouts this year, I think they added another September race in that we could be eligible to go run. This weekend, I'm going to go crew chief Justin Schroeder down at Kalamazoo in the CRA race. And then we were debating on taking the streets back out. You know, we rushed to get it done, and it might be nice just to put it away for the winter and bring it back out early April before baseball gets going and have a car already completed. So I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but we may have something to take to the Nationals. I do have my modified sitting there to take to Owasso, but it's all just based on time and what the kids are doing. All these fall sports are coming back into play, so we might be done for the year. We might have gotten 3 races in, and 2 of them we won, and the 100-lapper we dropped out while we were leading, so I can't say it was a bad season at all if we did end it without going back out. So.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
No, not bad at all, and I think we can rest on that one for the winter.
So what are your long-term plans as far as your racing? I mean, your kids are kind of growing up, and they're going to take up a lot of your time for the next at least probably, 6-8 years or so, maybe more.
Absolutely.
Have you looked beyond that? I mean, once your kids grow up, what are your thoughts there as far as racing goes?
So I don't see us ever being completely done. As much as my wife probably would love us to be completely done, I don't see it ever happening. There's just too much equipment sitting around to where it's going to be too hard to get rid of all of it. I have a Bear chassis modified that's, I think it was built in the late 80s. And it's like a really early Howe car. I think Dennis Berry had it at one point in time, and nobody's ever finished it. It has 0 laps turned on the track. And it's sitting in my garage, and I just need time to finish it to go racing. So we have another modified that it's been for sale for quite a while. I got a couple guys interested, but it's still nobody's pulled the trigger on it. And like I said, we got the motor back in it recently. Maybe it'll make its way out this year at the Lasso race. But we have too much stuff to just up and quit. I don't think we could ever just all sell it all to where you wouldn't be sitting around and saying, hey, we could put this together and go racing. So
I think I can relate.
I bet you could. That's probably the reason why majority of the people like the Stutes and Ron Allen and all these guys that are great racers from, 30 years ago are still running because they just have it sitting there. It's there. So you got to go play with it.
Absolutely.
Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to that you have on the car?
So Mark Sherrard, he has this little thing that he calls Mark's Toy Box. He helps out a lot of people, and it's not necessarily monetary. It's just he has stuff and he does stuff, and so Mark Sherrard has been the biggest supporter. We've got obviously my parents, my mom and dad have been real big supporters. Actually, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they bought a set of tires this year. So they're huge supporters. I have the Village Pizzeria in New Boston came up and bought a set of tires for us, and that's really awesome. John and Marcy Lip. I do some stuff for them, and over the course of winter, they have a plow company. And if work gets slow on my end because I haul cars, and if snow gets bad enough, we might not work. But hey, I'll go hop in one of their plow trucks and plow throughout the night. So we kind of got set up with them, and they were nice enough to sponsor the car, and that's awesome. Nobody's ever going to turn down any money to put a name on the side of a race car. So, all the sponsors that I've had throughout the years, Henry Giles, Butch Giles, all those guys, they mean so much. And you can't do it without somebody funding something, whether it's yourself, your family, some sponsors, that's just, you can't do it without some money. That's the unfortunate part about this. And that's probably why I had to wait so long to get up behind the wheel, because everything my dad ever did, he did for himself. He didn't track down sponsors. He didn't have people wanting to come and give him stuff until, Butch Giles wanted to come and give him motors. And even when Butch Giles did want to come give him motors, he turned it down at first. He said, I don't have a good enough car to put it in. And then his Uncle Fred, purchased a brand new Port City car, Roland, and we put a motor in that back in 1999, and that's how everything kind of got rolling. So my old man, he put so much time and effort into racing, and I think he's really starting to enjoy it now because he doesn't have to foot the bill.
And it's more rewarding too, I think, if you do it yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, that's what we pride ourselves on, being able to do more with less. This street stock is pretty much built with spare parts, used parts, stuff that they raced back when Mark and my dad were in street stock in the early and late 80s. So this is, most of the frame is from Jack Franzel's X car. And, that's a long time ago that it raced. No offense to any of those guys, but that's a long time ago. I don't think X cars have raced since the early 2000s.
Probably.
And that's what Mark is so proud that he can put something together that's competitive, that doesn't take a lot of money, and he kind of sits there and gets a chuckle about it when we do well against some of the guys that are dumping money into their cars. So.
What about Cronenwett Garage? Does that count as a sponsor?
Yeah, that's just me trying. Like my business, I haul cars for a living, and it's up and down with the economy. So I'll take on jobs when it gets slow, and put a couple bodies on a couple guys' cars this winter. Did some odds and ends on it, and put power steering on one of the cars. I'll do anything. I'm pretty good at getting those cars street stock, late models, all set up. So when there's an open spot in the garage and there's money to be made, I'll definitely open it up and make sure that we have something going on.
I hear this guy, he can get a body on within a week.
It's not. When somebody's paying for one, we're going to take our time and do a little bit nicer job than what we did. But it can happen. Yeah, absolutely.
For our listeners, is there a best way for folks to follow Cronenwett Racing and everything that's going on? I know there's a Facebook page. Is there anything else?
Yeah, we just have the Facebook page right now. When I was younger, we had a website that we don't do a whole lot with that. And I'm kind of bad at keeping my Facebook updated when we're racing. I'm trying to get better at it now that we're just in the street stock. I would always start out the days with being like, oh, we're at the track. Oh, we practice first with this time, and then qualifying to come, heat races go, feature go, and the next day you're getting, well, what did you do from people? It's a lot of family members out of state who are always following along, and they're like, hey, man, we saw that you practiced fast, but we didn't see where you qualified or finished in the feature. And I'll be, oh yeah, that's my bad. I gotta get better at that. So
you need to hire.
Last week I was on top of it.
You need to hire get one of your kids to be your social media manager.
Kids are good on computers.
There's no doubt about it. That's a scary world, though. We try and shade them away from a lot of that stuff. At this point in time in their lives, they're 12, so they're kind of getting into it. But yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe next year they'll be mature enough to handle that for us.
A few more years, they'll have you dancing on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I definitely get to be the butt of those jokes, I'm sure.
Steve Cronenwett Jr., pleasure speaking with you here tonight. I appreciate you giving us the time. I know you're busy with everything going on there, and again, congratulations on getting those last two feature wins there in the street stock up at Flat Rock.
Thanks for having me on your show. It's a pleasure. I'm sure there's a lot of people that make fun of me saying how much I like to talk about myself, but anytime you can talk to guys about racing is a pretty good night, I'd say.
You bet.
Absolutely.
And remind all your friends that if they didn't catch the show live, they're all archived on YouTube and Facebook.
And on your favorite podcasting platform.
Right.
And speaking of which, something we should probably let you know, Whenever
no pressure here.
Whenever that next race is, a lot of times our guests will go on and win their next race. So keep that in your back pocket when you decide on what your next race is going to be.
Yeah, we better pick out a really good one that pays really well. That's what I'm thinking. We should probably wait and see which one. I should probably tell some of these CRA guys, hey man, I was on the radio show.
There you go.
Maybe you should hire me.
One race deal.
There you go.
Exactly, one race deal. It's guaranteed.
I didn't say it was guaranteed.
Pretty close.
Pretty close though. Steve, we got to get going here, man.
Absolutely, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye. There you go. Steve Cronenwett Jr. With a very cool Joy Fair throwback street stock up there at Flat Rock.
Check out his Facebook page if you haven't seen the car.
Or go to the Hammer Down Racing Report page. I used the picture of his feature win there for our thumbnail for tonight's show. If you need car parts or a fresh set of American racers, maybe you're looking for a custom car or just getting help with a stubborn broken bolt that you just can't get out of your block.
Yeah, we've got a broken bolt specialist on call.
You do? Ron Miller Race Cars, in Lambertville, Michigan, has you covered. Plus, he's got the know-how to back it up. From full builds to safety gear and fast service, Ron's got your back. Give Ron a call, 734-856-7223, and keep your ride race ready. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time. Not really. You don't sell fuel, do you?
No.
I don't like that wording either. We're going to change the fueling racers.
Tell AI to fix that.
I will. I'm going to have AI redo some of these, I think. It takes creative liberties sometimes. Just make stuff up. I don't know. Get the look for your race car that's guaranteed to turn heads. DCR Graphics has killer wraps starting at just $425. Wrap and decal. Didn't I already read a DCR? I think I already did DCR. I don't know why I got them on here twice.
They're that good.
I guess so. Yeah, apparently I forgot to delete that one. So DCR, you owe me an extra commercial. You got an extra commercial on tonight's show. You owe me a little extra. No Hammer Down hotline tonight.
Oh.
I know you're disappointed. I keep trying to retire it, and whenever I start mentioning anything about retire, then it's like people, we gotta save it.
We gotta do it.
We gotta save the Hammer. So here,
the hotline.
There it is, Hammer Down hotline. Feel free to call it anytime, day or night. 419-318-3081. Call or text, and if it's something about racing, we'll talk about it on the show, or read your text, or play your message, whatever it may be. How about we give some stuff away?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that, and then wrap things up here with our DCR Graphics Racing menu.
How many?
First, we got to do how many.
And apologize.
Apologize?
For the how many?
Why do we have to apologize?
Well, something snuck in, and didn't it create a little confusion there?
No. Well, we kind of already talked about that. We'll talk about it again. But
okay.
The last week's how many question was how many current point leaders will not win the season championship this weekend at Flat Rock and Oakshade?
Right.
It was only season championship night for the factory stock 500s at Flat Rock, not all classes.
Right.
At Oakshade, it was for all classes. So yeah, there's two numbers we're going to go with tonight for that because of that situation. So the exact wording, right? How many current point leaders will not win the season championship this weekend? That was the current point leaders before the season championship night. All four of them that were leading the points at Oakshade won the championship.
Right.
The Derek Shepard, who was leading the points in the factory stock 500, won that championship. So in that respect, 0 did not win.
Right.
But in the same token, those other three classes at Flat Rock, those guys may still be leading the points, but they didn't win the track championship because it wasn't track championship
last
night.
Saturday.
So it threw in a little bit of a wrench, and so what we did is we accepted 3 as well because those 3 drivers did not win the season championship.
So if you picked either
0 or 3, then you're in the drawing to get a Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker. I think I can. Let's exit solo. There we go. Now I can get rid of that. So we got Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics, and a Speedy Sponsors sticker, courtesy of SpeedySponsors.com. Go there and check out all the information, your favorite drivers, and all their sponsor information. It's kind of like an Angie's List, too.
The Angie's List of Motorsports.
Yeah. We really like to get that growing a little bit. We kind of haven't been pushing it as much, so
right.
Haven't really been adding. So we're hoping during the off-season we'll expand that quite a bit for next year. But that's SpeedySponsors.com. So anyway, we had 2 winners. One picked 0, one picked 3, and it's a family affair. So here is the 2 that are up for. I know you probably can. I don't know. Can you read that?
No, it's kind of small.
That would be Dean Henry and Don Henry.
Oh, the Henry boys.
Dean picked 0, Don picked 3. So there's the 2. So we're going to spin to determine this week's winner. So you ready? Here we go. Who's it going to be, Dean or Don?
Oh, it's going to be Don, because Don and I agree. Oh, it's Dino.
It's going to be Dean. Congratulations, Dean Henry. You are this week's winner for the Speedy Sponsor sticker and the Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. This is the 28th, right? Yeah. You have 30 days to claim your sticker, courtesy from Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
So there you go. So a chance to win another pair of those stickers.
Who was the studio winner, Scott?
Oh, yeah, I skipped that, didn't I? I got so excited about spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
That would be me, by the way, because I was pessimistic and said 1, and you said 2. Well, technically, we should have to spin the wheel, too, because we're both close. I'm close to 3, or I'm close to 0, and you're close to 3.
Yeah.
3, so we can call it a draw.
Okay. You can go first, then.
Can I?
Yeah.
I haven't told you this week's question yet. I didn't type this week's question out, so listen closely here. It's a math problem.
Ooh. I've got my calculator ready.
All right. So the American late model Ironman series is in action this weekend, right?
3 times.
3 times. Oh, my gosh.
Attica, Butler, and Eldora.
Coincidentally, this week's How Many question is how many late models will be at Attica on Friday, plus how many late models will be at Butler on Saturday, plus how many late models will be at Eldora on Sunday. So, and the
Ironman series,
it's totals for each night.
Ironman series can kind of be a tune-up race
for the world.
For the world
coming up.
So that could have a bunch
of
cars.
So just for instance, and this is going to be the wrong number, but for instance, they have 20 cars at Attica, 20 cars at Butler, and 20 cars at Eldora, and a lot of them are the same cars. That would be 60 would be your guess, correct? I'm going to guess that would be pretty low. I don't think weather's going to be a factor. We'll find out in that weekend weather pit stop. So that being said, if you want a chance to win those, put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. We'll give you until
4 o'clock tomorrow.
4 o'clock on Friday?
Yes.
4 o'clock Eastern on Friday. Yeah. So I'm going to go with, it looks like the Hovis folks, they're saying looks like lower 30s possibly at each track. And obviously there's going to be different numbers at each track. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go with 101. I'm going with Chester Fitch's number.
Ooh.
I'm going to 101.
I should probably go with 100, but right there is my number so that the Hovis family doesn't think I'm copying
He
them.
did write it down, 96. Okay. You could show it to the camera, too. I don't know if there's anything else on that piece of paper. Okay. It's tiny 96. On my screen. You can blow that up, and yeah. So there you go. You have until 4 o'clock to get your guess in and a chance to win stickers. Yay, everybody loves stickers. Let's check out that race menu for, we got a 3-day weekend coming up, don't we? So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not, well, almost clicked on the wrong thing there. Apparently I can drag these around. I've learned something.
Ooh.
So let's do that.
This weekend's racing menu.
I must say, I like StreamYard so much better than what we were using before. Yeah. It works so much better.
Well, it's kind of like we're back home.
It is. We started with StreamYard, and then and that's thanks to Doug Dock and Chris Mize.
Right.
They got us on the StreamYard, which means probably nothing to most of our audience. It's just the program we use in the back end for the streaming. Friday night, our race menu here at Attica Raceway Park. It's Great Lakes Truck Center's Murphy Tractor Core and Main Adkins Group Night.
Ooh.
Featuring the All-Star Circuit of Champion, 410 Sprints, $5,000 to win, plus the American Late Model Ironman Series, also $5,000 to win. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:45. General admission is $30 there at Attica. Montpelier Speedway, two-night weekend for them.
Really?
The Big Chiefs weekend, UMP Modified, Super Stocks, Street Stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4 on Friday, racing at 7. General admission $15 Friday night at Montpelier. Saturday, Lorraine Raceway Park, it's Hall of Fame and Cancer Awareness Night with the Outlaw 350 Super Modifieds, Grand Nationals, and Factory Stocks. Gates open at 2:30, racing at 6 p.m. at Lorraine Raceway Park. General admission $20. Attica Raceway Park. Why do I have Attica Raceway Park? Oh, because they're having a 2-night show, too. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. The Great Lakes Truck Center's All-Pro Aluminum Heads Core and Main Night. I do this prep on Monday, and I forget. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. All-Star Circuit of Champions, again, for the second night there, $7,500 to win. 305 Sprints, $1,200 to win for the 305s. Gates open at 3 on Saturday at Attica, racing at 7. General admission $30 again. Montpelier Speedway for night number 2 of their 2-day weekend as well. Street Stock Rumble going on Saturday. Same 4 classes as Friday. The UMP Mod, Super Stocks, Street Stocks, and the Hornets. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $15. I called an audible since Oakshade canceled this weekend, planning to bring Team Ocho down.
So you're going to camp out? You're going to race both nights?
I would, but the Friday I'm not going. I can't get off work in time to get there. I would get there.
I thought this was your main gig.
Yeah, it would be great if I worked one day a week. That'd be awesome. So no, we're just gonna go down on Saturday for that. Flat Rock Speedway, it's C&V Enterprises School Bus Figure 8 Night, featuring the School Bus Figure 8, Boat Figure 8, Street Stocks Figure 8s, and that's it. Gates open at 4, I do believe. Racing at 7. General admission is $23 at Flat Rock. And again, Oakshade Raceway has canceled this weekend due to family medical obligations. Sounds like everything turned out okay, though, so thumbs up on that. They will be back on September 13th, again, with our final Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race for the compacts. So still time to sign up if you're a compact driver. The list has been growing. We got a few more this past week. So it's going to be the biggest wheel spin coming up on the 11th, I guess, the show before that, when we choose the 2 competitors and the 2 alternates. So we extended that time. We'll give you right up until like 3 o'clock on the 11th. So hammerdownracingreport.com if you're a compact driver and you want a chance to be in that hot dog race and win all those prizes we mentioned at the beginning of the show.
And a chance to win the belt.
And a chance to win the belt, too, yes, if you get the best time. Fill out that form. We'll add you to the list. And then, again, we're going to do a random drawing to determine the competitors for that. Butler Speedway, as we mentioned, Saturday night, Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series, UMP Modifieds, and Street Stocks in action. Gates open at 3, racing at 7:30. General admission $25 there at Butler. And then, since it is a 3-day weekend, for most people, I guess. Not everybody. Sunday, a couple of races going on. Wayne County Speedway is shifting to a Sunday evening show with the Pete Jacobs Memorial, the open wheel shootout, featuring the Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champion Sprint Cars, so a good 3-day weekend in the area for the All-Stars. 305 Sprints and Modifieds also in action at Wayne County. Gates open at 3, racing at 7:15. General admission $30.
I'll bet you'll see Kyle Moore in a Modified.
Crazy. Unless he goes to, is Moore running the American?
I don't know.
American Late Model Ironman Series. I don't know if he's in the points or not for that. Because if so, then he may be at the 17th Baltus Classic at Eldora on Sunday night, featuring the American Ironman Late Models, Modifieds, and Super Stocks for that. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 8 p.m. General admission is $25 there. So, yeah, we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday action. How's the weekend weather pit stop looking for this weekend?
All I can tell you is bring your jacket, Scott, because the nights could be a little bit cool. It's going to be low humidity, cool temperatures, not cold. It's going to be warming up a little bit each day. Saturday, I'm expecting high temperatures in the low 80s. But the nights will cool down a little bit. Typical fall weather. Bring a jacket. The racing's going to be great.
So I don't have to worry about my fire suit sticking to me on Saturday night.
You can probably get it off all by yourself.
Yes. All right.
You don't have to have somebody help you peel it off.
No R word, though, in the
nothing I'm seeing.
All right.
Maybe next Tuesday, but who cares?
There you go. Other series action this weekend, the Kubota High Limit Racing Series, the Skagit Nationals at Skagit Speedway in Washington. That's tonight through Saturday. And then you got the Tuscarora 50 at Port Royal Speedway in Port Royal, Pennsylvania, starting on next Thursday. And that goes Thursday through Saturday next week. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the 57th Hillbilly 100, Hillbilly 100. That's going to be at Lernerville Speedway in Pennsylvania, Friday and Saturday. Then you got the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series at Huset's. That's Saturday and Sunday this weekend. And what else we got? Crafts and Truck Series. NASCAR Crafts and Truck Series, the Sober or Slammer 200. Not sure what that sponsor is. I kind of want to look that up now. Sober or Slammer 200 at Darlington. That's going to be Saturday at noon. That you can watch on FS1. Then we got the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Pacific Office Automation 140 at Portland International Raceway. That is going to be Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on the CW. Indy next series, Music City Grand Prix at Nashville Super Speedway. That's Sunday at 11:30 a.m. That will be on FS1. Then you got the regular NTT IndyCar Series for the Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix at Nashville Super Speedway on Sunday, August 31st. That'll be at 2 o'clock on Fox. Didn't they race the streets of Nashville a few years ago?
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
I remember there was like bridges and stuff. Anyways. NASCAR Cup Series, the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington. That's Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. That'll be on USA. I think I read something. There's no more Cup races for like the next 2 months on NBC. It's all on the cable and streaming stuff. So
crazy.
The Cup Series doesn't get much exposure there. And NTT IndyCar Series on Fox, every race on broadcast. Right. So that's pretty cool for them. And then finally, we also have another one of your favorite races, the ARCA Menard Series.
At DuQuoin.
There you go. Southern Illinois 100 at DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. That's Sunday night. That starts at 8:30 p.m., and that'll be on FS1.
Right.
So it's kind of head-to-head against the Cup Series.
A couple young ladies starting in that upper mid-pack.
Didn't I see something about Kaylee Bryson?
Yes.
Is she running that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Former guest on the show.
Right.
She was pretty cool. I hope she wins then. I'm rooting for her. No Bleacher Creature feature this week.
Oh.
I know. Apparently.
Probably out running in the fields.
Perry was a little busy this week. So no Bleacher Creature Bleacher Creature feature this week. Hopefully we'll get that back next week. Again, that's when he talks about the food at the rate. I just saw Chris's guess there.
Yeah,
that seems a little high. It could be, but
yeah,
382 is that's pretty optimistic.
Yeah,
that's like over 100 late models at each track.
I'm thinking he might have stuttered with his finger or something. We might give him a pass where he can edit that one.
I don't know. Thanks to producer Dave Kimmer, our contributors John Young, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube as well, even Twitch if you want to. You can also listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And again, starting this year, Spotify has video, so you can listen and watch us on Spotify or YouTube or Facebook. Doesn't matter. I guess any one of them you want to watch us, that's fine. I think we have better faces for radio where you're not watching us, so just listening probably would be okay. But
cruising down
it's
the
up to you.
road.
Every once in a while, though, we do have some videos that you can only see.
Right.
That tonight, though, tonight's a perfect just listen show. But you wouldn't know that.
I'm going to challenge you to find that sprint car fire that I was telling you about too.
I'll look for it.
It's
Again,
been crazy lately.
compact drivers, stop by hammerdownracingreport.com. Fill out the form there on the homepage if you have any interest in having a shot at
Eating a free hot dog and a pop.
competing in the Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race. Yeah, plus you get the free hot dog and pop, too. I forgot about that. Dusty Moore said those are good hot dogs. Make sure to rate and review us. Share us with your friends if you can. And thanks to our sponsors, Support These Guys, Oakshade Raceway, Romula Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dittman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, and DCR Graphics, and Freeze Frame Photos. Thanks again to our guest this week, Steve Cronenwett Jr. Great talking with him. And yeah, that's going to do it for
Dusky Ray Bishop. Must be looking for some brownie points. She
you
said
guys fine on video.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dusky. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That is a wrap on show number 393 of the Hammer Down Racing Reports. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Let's do it again. Hammer Down Racing
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.